Charles sits at the dining table together with his family, Rose and Praise, and informs them that he is traveling outside of Lagos for a business meeting. Rose told him that that's fine, they will be here and wait for him when he comes back from the trip. Praise also was happy for his father because business is going well for them. Mr. Charles went to Abuja and he visited his other family, which is Ife and Nkem. Nkem was happy to see her father, and Ife, on the other hand, told Nkem to go to her room. Ife told Mr. Charles that his daughter's birthday is next week. Unfortunately for Mr. Charles, he told Ife he cannot be available because that week is the same week he is celebrating his anniversary with his wife. Ife took it in her stride and told Nkem about that information. But before Mr. Charles left, he gave Ife some money to celebrate Nkem's birthday. On the day of Nkem's birthday, everything went smoothly until Nkem realized that her father was not present. Nkem questioned her mother as to the reason why Charles is always absent on her birthday. Ife told her daughter that Charles is always busy on that day with business, that is why. But this is the last time because Charles promised the next birthday will be a very surprised and beautiful one for her. 2 months after the celebration, Mr. Charles got a call from a stranger called Sarah, informed him about the demise of Ife, and with that information, he needs to come and pick Nkem up. Mr. Charles was confused on what to do, so he told Sarah to hold on and give him some time to talk to his wife and kid about his new found family that he is going to inform them about. In the night, Mr. Charles found the courage and told his wife Rose about his child named Nkem, and with that, Nkem will be coming to the house to stay with them because her mother is dead and she has no one except him. Of course, he is the father of Nkem, so she will be bringing Nkem to the house. Rose was shocked to her bone and said over her dead body, he has no right to bring in a stranger claiming to be his daughter and expect her to welcome that child with open arms. Mr. Charles apologizes to Rose but said there was no other option than to bring Nkem to the house. Few days after, Rose was not happy about this attitude and action taken by her husband. Charles, on the other hand, also had no option but to bring Nkem into the house. Nkem was happy, babbling, and also very friendly with Praise. Rose gave warning to Nkem to stay out of her way in this house and be on her lane. Also, Rose warned her son Praise to also stay away from Nkem. Nkem, on the other hand, was super friendly with all of them, but was being welcomed with cold shoulders and very hurtful treatment from Rose and Praise. Rose refused to help Nkem with food items or even help her in the house. Praise also, on the other hand, refused to do anything for her stepsister. Mr. Charles informed Praise to stop that attitude towards his little sister Nkem, but no. Praise continued to be very nasty and rude and condescending to Nkem. They have refused to accept Nkem as a family member. Now, Praise is having difficulties in passing his exam, so he decided to pay to one of his friends who is very intelligent to write some of his exam. Nkem found out this information and wrote them in her diary. Weeks later, Mr. Charles was very busy with work and he informed his son, Praise, to take Nkem to school. Praise refused, and Mr. Charles became very angry and landed a slap on the face of Praise. Praise immediately took Nkem to school. After school, Nkem came back and the door was locked. Madame Rose has locked the door and left Nkem outside. Praise came back from school late and saw Nkem outside, knocked the door, and his mother opened it. Praise told the mother not to treat Nkem like that. At least a little consideration towards Nkem would be much appreciated. Rose became very angry at her son for speaking to her in that manner. Praise apologizes to the mother and left. Days later, Rose saw Nkem in the hall working on her homework and immediately sacked her to her room. And mistakenly, her diary fell. Nkem went to her room and started crying and wished her mother was alive to take care of her, because in this house she is fed up and she is not loved by any of the members except her father. Madame Rose took Nkem's diary and read everything in the diary. Praise could not sleep and he went to the kitchen to take water. Then Mr. Charles saw his son in the kitchen and have a conversation with him. Praise asked the father, "Why did you cheat?" Mr. Charles told the son that his mother is the reason why he cheated on her. Why? Because Rose always deny him sex anytime they have little understanding or little to no argument at all. Rose have several years denying him sexual pleasures for so long, to the extent that he went out one night and met Ify, which unfortunately led her getting pregnant. He asked Ify to abort the pregnancy, but Ify refused, seeing that this was her only chance to having her own child. But knowing how Rose feel about cheating, he decided to keep it a secret for 8 years. And with the demise of Ify, Nkem has no one except him. He is the father of Nkem and he cannot abandon her at this moment. After all, he has a family, his business is doing well, and she can be taken care of under his care. Charles also explained to Praise, saying that Nkem is his only daughter and that is his sister. He needs to take good care of her. He has no other siblings anywhere except Nkem. He needs to reconsider being mean to that little girl. Next morning, Praise decided to take Nkem to school. Nkem and Praise were having conversation, and Nkem told Praise that he can decide to go for extra lessons to up his academics. Nkem knows about his inability to pass exam. Nkem said his secret is safe with her. Praise immediately asked her to shut up and get ready for school. Days later, Madame Rose approached Praise and told him that he needs to start getting extra lessons so that he can pass his exam. Praise immediately said Nkem is dead. That was when Ruth said no. Nkem didn't tell her anything. She read Nkem's diary and all the information about her mother, and of course his inability to pass exam was also in the diary. So she is not going to tell Mr. Charles about it, but this is going to be their little secret. In the night, Mr. Charles woke Ruth up and tried to apologize for everything that has happened in the past few months. Rose was silent throughout this conversation. Charles explained and told Rose that she is the reason why he cheated years ago and it only happened once. And with this, he promised himself never to repeat cheating again. And the one time was when Ify got pregnant with Nkem. So he getting denied sexual pleasure from her is the reason they are in this situation now. When Rose continued to be in very good silent mode. Charles apologized and went back to sleep. Next day, Charles came back from work and didn't find Rose in the house. Praise also came back from school and didn't find Nkem in the house. Both Charles and Praise became confused and scared at the same time as their gateman to find out what happened to Rose and Nkem. They searched the whole house, made some few calls, to no avail. Rose surprisingly came back from town with Nkem. Nkem was happy with a lot of gifts. Confusion set in on the faces of Charles and Praise. Rose told Charles and Praise to stop looking at them and help Nkem with the goodies they brought from town. Praise was surprised and happy to see that his mother has finally accepted Nkem into the family. Rose prepared a very delicious meal for the whole family and told them that she is openly accepting Nkem into the family. She has seen everything that has happened straight from Nkem's diary and will be open to be her mother. Mr. Charles was happy and kissed the forehead of Rose too, also thanking her for forgiving him for cheating. Nkem was happy to be part of the family. Praise immediately confessed to the father that he has been making his best friend pass and write his exam. But the next forthcoming exam, he is studying hard to write that exam himself and pass. Mr. Charles told his son that he is aware of that and he is also happy that Praise have decided to take his future into his own hands. They all ate their food and cheers into a big happy family.
Thanks for watching this recap. This channel brings you the best Nollywood movies. We save you time and money. Don't forget to subscribe and like our videos for more movie recap.